Welcome back to the Champion Mindset Collective podcast. This is the place where we ignite your passion, turbocharge your success, transform your thinking, and ignite the champion within you. I'm your host, Anthony Dahya, and I'm so grateful that you're here today listening to this episode. Would love for you to share this episode with your friends, your family, and your workmates. And if you haven't already done so, please follow the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes, and so we can get this podcast out to the wider community. Today, it's my absolute pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to this podcast episode on accepting the past with love and embrace the power of now. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk a little bit about a topic that has changed my life, as for years I would live my life through overthinking about everything that happened in my past, then getting anxious about it. Work, relationships, dating, finances, then my own internal battles of my thoughts. For years, I was living a life where I was on automatic and my lower brain, or the subconscious as we call it, was in charge of my life. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, you see, lots of things have happened in my life. One of the most significant situations was that when I was 5 years old, my parents separated through family interference. And because of this, I felt I was abandoned and rejected. Wasn't shown any love, and no one cared about me. And as a child, I was a very angry kid, and there was a couple of times where I caused harm to others. Now you see, I made up a story at that time that I wasn't loved, I wasn't cared for, that my parents had abandoned me, spending 5 years in an ashram, or boarding school, which was crossed between army and prison, was hard. It made me feel unwanted, and the situation was traumatic, for sure. It left me in a dark place. So it was really, really regimented. It was, you had to get up at 5 in the morning, put your PE gear on, go for a run. And if you didn't get out of bed, a teacher would come with a cold bucket of water and pour that all over you. It was just, everything about the boarding school was very regimented and almost like army and prison. Now, these situations and experiences we go through in our early years are so important because this is where we build the basis of our relationships, or the foundation. When we are so young, this is where we're learning about what relationships are, what connections are, and they're so important to children. And to suffer through these experiences into my teens, when I came to New Zealand back from India, I continued to be an angry and troubled kid and did not have any self-worth. I felt like I was a failure, I was useless. Even I was told that I was useless and would never amount to anything. I had low self-esteem, had limited thinking, and was very negative. And at 15, I wanted to cut myself and kill myself. I didn't know how to build a healthy friendship at school or in family because I thought that no one loved me or no one cared about me. Again, in my teens, I was letting my past dictate my present, as none of what I believed was true. My reaction to my belief caused me to act the way I did, and it determined how other people reacted with me. The energy we put out reflects back to us. This energy can be felt miles and miles away. You don't even have to be in the same city. Apparently, our vibrational energy from our heart can reflect or exude out about 80 inches outside of our body. So be mindful of this, as you could be sitting next to someone in a meeting room or somewhere in the same room, and they will be able to feel your energy. Have you ever thought about someone and then all of a sudden they've called you? Well, that is the power of our energy, or the vibration the energy that we reflect out. It's important to be mindful that whatever we say, whatever we feel, whatever we do is going to have an impact on us because it's going to reflect back to us. So from my teens, I joined the church, and a lot of self-development, love, and people who cared about me and helped me regain a bit of my self-esteem and confidence, although I was still getting triggered by the past. Although now I was responding a little bit differently. From my 20s into my late 40s, I was still not able to show affection, love, because I had never known what it felt like to have a mother's love, even though I met my mum at the age of 21 for the first time since my parents separated. But things were different, as I had not had a bond with her like my brothers did. This carried into my future relationships, and it was only after I became a father to my lovely daughter Olivia that I started to learn what unconditional love was. And I didn't want for her to experience what I went through in my life. Even after her mum and I separated, I made sure I was always there for her and showed her the love and made her feel the love and affection that she needed. Her mum and I put our differences aside and we focused on giving Olivia the best experience of her childhood. But as I said before, those formative years from birth to 7, they say, are the most important years. In the last few years, we have been co-parenting together, and I've been on my own, and I wanted to make sure that I am my best self for Olivia. And so I've done a ton of self-development. And until last year, when I got to the core of my childhood trauma, and man, it was tough. There was a lot of triggers, anxiety, and I felt paralyzed for about 3 weeks. I chose to let my thoughts pass. As Eckhart Tolle talks about, your thoughts are like clouds. Just let them pass. Don't give them any meaning. And what I did is I connected with my emotions to self-regulate and heal through the process. In the last year, I've been reading this book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And what he's talking about was living in the present moment. So what does living in the present moment actually mean? Living in the present moment means fully engaging with our experiences as they happen without being preoccupied with past events or future anxieties. So you see a lot of people that are triggered by their past or they're anxious about something in the future. It's all about focusing our attention on what's happening right now, allowing us to experience life more fully and deeply. Eckhart Tolle emphasizes that the present moment is all we truly have. The past is unchangeable. Well, you can rewrite the past in the present moment. It's the meaning you give it. The future is uncertain and shaped by our current actions and our mindset. So if we rewrite the past in the present moment, then our future is going to be different. Because remember, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions determine your current reality. So here's some key points on living in the present. Number 1 is awareness. Start by cultivating awareness of your thoughts and your feelings. Notice when your mind drifts to the past regrets or the future worries, and gently bring your focus back to the present moment. Whether it's your breath or you're doing something or your current surroundings, just bring it back and be aware. Number 2 is acceptance. Embrace the present moment as it is, without any judgment. Be curious. This doesn't mean that you're resigning yourself from the situation, but rather acknowledging that it is the starting point for any change to come. Number 3, gratitude. Practice gratitude daily, and practice gratitude in the present moment. Even when challenging situations happen, there's always something to be grateful for. This shifts your perspective from lack to abundance and opens up more possibilities for growth and fulfillment. Now let's explore some impacts of not living in the present moment. When you're not living in the present moment, you can have several negative impacts on both your personal and your professional life. Number 1 is stress and anxiety. When we're dwelling on the past mistakes or worrying about the future, it can lead to a heightened level of stress, anxiety, and even depression. And this mental state can affect your physical health, your relationships, and your job performance. Number 2 is missed opportunities. When we're not fully present, we are likely to miss out on opportunities for learning, growth, and connection. Important details and chances for advancement can slip by unnoticed. Number 3, diminished performance. Without focus on the current task, work quality suffers. This can lead to errors, decreased productivity, and hinders your professional development. And number 4, strained relationships. How many times have you had strained relationships in your workplace? Being mentally absent affects our relationships with colleagues, friends, and family. It can lead to misunderstandings, feelings of neglect, and even weaken bond. So, why is it crucial to live in the present moment for development? Well, living in the present moment is essential for personal and professional development for many reasons. Number 1, improved focus and creativity. The present mindedness enhances your ability to concentrate and think creatively, solving problems more efficiently and innovating within our fields. Number 2 is better decision making. Decisions are made with clarity. Present focused mind are generally more thoughtful and well considered, leading to better outcomes in our personal and professional lives. Number 3, enhanced well-being. Living in the now reduces stress and increases satisfaction and happiness, and it contributes to overall well-being. This state of mind improves resilience, allowing us to navigate challenges more effectively. Number 4, strengthen relationships. Being present enhances our interactions and communication, fostering stronger, more meaningful relationships with those around us. So, by embracing the power of now, we unlock our full potential, paving the way for profound personal and professional growth. It's all about making the most of every moment and recognizing that in the grand tapestry of our lives, each instant is a precious thread that we have the power to weave into a beautiful whole life. So, one of the things I want to discover now is the science behind this. So, our brain is constantly processing information, but it doesn't always distinguish between past, present, or future in a way that we consciously experience time. When we dwell on the past experiences or worry about the future, our brain responds as if the events that are happening right now and triggers our emotional and physiological reactions like stress or anxiety that affects our health. So NLP or neuroplasticity and the present, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who's a researched, highlights that by consciously directing our attention to the present moment, we can interrupt and alter these habitual thought patterns. And this practice of mindfulness can decrease the production of stress hormones, enhance our mood, and even improve our overall brain health, leading to better decision making, creativity, and emotional regulation. So we have the opportunity to rewire through repetition. You see, the brain remembers things when you do things in repetition. The key is for this transformation is repetition. Regularly practicing mindfulness and present moment awareness strengthens your neural pathways associated with being present, making it easier over time to remember in the now. Dr. Joe Dispenza also says when your thoughts and your emotions wire and fire together, your brain creates new neural pathways. And so when you do this, your old pathways die away because you're creating new habits and you're practicing new mindfulness in the present moment. And the more you do that, you're going to find that you're going to create new pathways that are going to support you for the future. So this rewiring supports the shift away from the automatic, often negative thought pattern towards more positive and present moment thinking. So let's take this opportunity to do a 1-minute mindfulness exercise. Let's put this into practice with a simple exercise to anchor you in the present moment. And this can be done anywhere, anytime you need a mental reset. So first of all, find a spot where it's quiet and keep your back straight and find your focus. Begin by taking a slow, deep breath. Focus on the sensation of the air moving into your nostrils and then filling your lungs and gently leaving your body as you exhale. This immediate physical sensation brings your attention to the now. And now engage with your senses. Next, notice 5 things that you can see around you. It doesn't have to be anything significant. Just whatever catches your eye, tune into it. Tune into 4 things that you can touch or feel. The texture of your clothes, the surface you are sitting on, the air on your skin. Listen and smell for 3 sounds in your environment. It could be a distant traffic, the hum of electronics, or birds chirping outside. After that, identify 2 things that you can smell. And if you're not in a place with a distinct smell, just recall 2 of your favorite scents and imagine them really vividly. Now, taste. Lastly, focus on 1 thing that you can taste or 1 thing you can remember, the last thing you ate or drank, even if it was just a lingering taste from your last meal or drink. Take a deep breath. Finish with a deep breath by taking all of the sensations. And as you exhale, recognize that you are here in this moment, fully present. This exercise, grounded in the science of neuroplasticity and present moment awareness, not only offers a quick mental refresh, but contributes to a larger process of rewiring our brains for a healthier and more mindful existence. Through practices like this, which Dr. Dispenza talks about, we can begin to cultivate a life of increased presence, well-being, and fulfillment. In closing, today I've shared my story to show how important it is to live life in the moment. My journey through tough times, feeling lost and upset because of my past, to finally finding peace, shows that focusing on the now can really change your life. It's like finding a light in the dark. The simple steps we talked about, like noticing your breath and what's around you, can help you bring your mind back to the present. This is where you can start to heal and feel better, no matter what happened before. I want to leave you with this thought. Living in the present is really powerful, and it's never too late to start. Each moment is a new chance to change how you feel and think. By staying in the now, you can move past your old stories and create a happier life for yourself. Thank you for listening today. That's all I've got for today. I hope you find the strength and the joy in living in the present, just like I did. And if you loved this episode, please share it on your social media. Tag me in on it, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok. I love to read your comments and interact with you. And also, there is a link in the description for the Champion Mindset Collective Facebook group. Please join it, be part of the community. There's a 4-week empowerment mind mastery challenge. You're welcome to join that for free. Click the link, you'll get the login sent to you. And don't forget to share this episode with your friends and family and colleagues. Let's spread the positivity and empowerment together. And remember to champion your life and champion your greatness. Thank you and have an amazing day.